Welcome to For the Common Good with Juanita, a show where we inspire, inform, and empower our communities, our businesses, and people just like you. So whether you want to start and grow a business, give back to communities and help communities, or just live your best life, this is the show for you. I am so excited about the show today. Our guest in the studio today is John Zachary Forrest Jr. We call him Zach. And he was influenced since he was a toddler by music. Singing in the choir by the time he was 5 years old, and by the time he was 15, he was writing and singing his own material. Wow. He's a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, and audio engineer. Help me welcome to the show, Zach. Welcome to the show, Zach.
I'm so glad to be here.
Oh, I am so excited that we have you on. Wow, you've accomplished so much.
Yeah, God willingly, yeah.
You have, wow. You must have had an awesome childhood because you started at such an early age. So what was it like growing up for you?
Well, I'm a military brat, so my dad was in the military. I didn't travel a lot, unfortunately, but I was born in Fort Riley, Kansas.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved to South Carolina on my second birthday. And so, yeah, I've been living in South Carolina ever since. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to travel the world, but...
Yeah, well, that's okay. So you started at music at such a young age. Was there music in your family? I mean, you were singing in the choir at 5 years old. So what made that happen for you?
Well, it's in my genetics. My granddad, before he passed away, he had a group back in the day.
Ah, see, so you had it in your genes. It was in your DNA from the beginning.
Yeah, my mom also sings. She used to sing back in Germany. Actually, used to do talent shows.
Oh, wow.
And she won first place on one of them and got in the newspaper.
Oh, wow.
And she had kids, and so unfortunately, she couldn't really continue her career. But so that's just where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna step in. Take the family somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
Wow. But at such an early age, and you were inspired by so many artists like Michael Jackson and other artists.
Yes, ma'am. Chris Brown is one of them.
Uh-huh.
So I just really just see myself in him, but, he's the older. I look at him as like an older me.
Okay.
To be honest with you, but I just have different content.
Oh, wow. Wow. So that was sort of your mentor, huh? Wow. So music is something you're obviously very passionate about because you write and sing. Right. Okay. So that takes a lot of creativity to be able to write.
Yeah. Yeah. I first started writing actually a little bit younger than 15. I wrote my first song at 12. Never recorded it. It was just written down. It's just basically the first thing that comes to my head. Like, girls, of course, but in a respectful manner, not, no kind of lust, you get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
It's not always about sex, but, that's why I try to get that different content out to bring back that 90s vibe and that, the real, back when love was actually real, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, in that case, that's my content. So I want to be, recognized for putting out respectful music towards women.
Yeah.
I don't just I'm actually an alternative artist, but my main genre is R&B.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about your genre. So you do other things. You do R&B. What other types of things do you do?
I could do trap music, stuff like that. But it's just really the vibe. Really not talking about what today's music is. You know what I'm saying? It's just really the vibe though. But I talk about positive things.
So when you're writing these songs, because obviously not everyone can write, even if they can sing. So that takes a lot of creativity. Does this just come to you where you're just writing?
Well, the first thing that comes to I put an instrumental on and I just basically say what comes to my head. Then I write it down so I don't forget because my memory's terrible. So it's like you got to do things to help your memory, and I'll just be straight up with that. The memories.
Well, all of us have that problem. It's not just you, trust me. And it just comes to you when you just put pen to paper.
Yes, ma'am. When I first started making music, it was actually in South Carolina on Fort Jackson, and a man named Yazid Manigal actually used to write my music for me. That's when I first started But I just realized I was like, you know what? I feel like I could do something a little bit better. Not saying that I'm better,
Right,
but you
right.
get what I'm saying? It's like I wanted my own creativity because I'm an independent artist, so it's like I want to have the reputation. Not saying I do everything for myself, but as an independent artist, a lot is put on you.
Yeah.
People depend on you to do some things, but you got to make it happen
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah, so you're trying to lead and you're trying to do something different. And when you look at all these other artists, and sometimes you hear the negativity and the way they talk about women, and you say, I don't want to go down that road. I want to produce something that is different, a different quality.
But something that all ages can, you get what I'm saying? All ages can, get down with. You get what I'm saying?
So it's not just for young people, even older people will listen to your
generations.
music and it will give them a message.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that is so awesome. Wow, I can't wait to hear more about your journey.
If I told you that you ain't on my mind, I would be lying. All them times I see you crying, it wasn't because of me. Baby, gotta let you know, I ain't even got an ego. Sticking with me is a goal. We can just keep it on the low. So nobody gotta know. Nobody. Unless you wanna put on a show for the audience. There's no past tense when it comes to you. Because you my boo, don't need another you. One is all I need. I said one for two. You're irreplaceable. Oh no, 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 no. You're irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. Yeah, 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 Girl, you're so amazing. Girl, you're so amazing. And it just drives me crazy. I've been feeling lazy. You do your own, mind your business without a witness. Oh, it's 24 hours out the day. How much you really gotta say? Oh, yeah, you're irreplaceable. Oh no, no, no. You're irreplaceable. You, yeah. You're irreplaceable. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you're irreplaceable. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
talking in the studio to Zach, as we call him. He is a singer, a songwriter, a musician, a producer, an audio engineer. What a talented young man. You know, I know just from doing research on you and reading about you that faith plays a big part in your life. Can you talk a little bit about your journey and what faith means to you?
Well, of course, I can't do things in life without God, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I got down here safely in one piece.
Oh, amen to
I've always
that.
kept that in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I prayed before I left, and of course, you know, my mom was a big part of that also. Like, she just drilled that in my head. Like, you always got to keep God with you no matter what you do.
And you had that upbringing because you were raised in the church and you were singing in the choir. So that was a big part of your childhood.
Yes, it was. That's one of the reasons that I make music now, because I used to just sing for the heck of it. But I was like, you know what? I can make this out of a career, because I used to just do it for fun, just to sing for fun. But I used to always get feedback. Like, you need to take this somewhere, like in life, seriously.
Wow.
Because it can make me money, but also inspire others that, you know, you can do it, even from a small, simple state from South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow, what an incredible journey. But when you talk about the things you talk about in your music, the words, I mean, what does that demonstrate? I mean, what message do you have in your music? I know you talked about the more respect for women, but is there another message that you have in your music?
Yeah, you can make your point across without using profanity. I don't use profanity in my music.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's very unusual this day and time.
And so that's why I also want to just stand out and, you know, just inspire others. Like, you know, like I said, it's another way to relay your message through music without using profanity. Because if you listen to the music nowadays, it's the same thing: drugs, sex, stuff like that. But it's like, no, it's not always about that. You know, that's just coming from a gentleman.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So you believed that you could be successful with your music without having to use this negative type of language or imagery that's created by other artists.
Yes, ma'am. Because, I mean, yeah, I think I can.
Yeah. So were you ever concerned that maybe people, you know, wouldn't, you know, buy that, or it was more important to you to send that message? Of course you want to be successful, but it was really important for you to change the culture.
Mm-hmm. You know, but also sometimes you can't look at it about the success you get from it. You got to do it because you love it.
Woo!
You get what I'm saying?
I love it. I love that.
You got to do it even without
Keeping it real. There you go.
So it's like I said, I did this before, you know, without the money and the currency, just because of the love of music. And I really just wanted to, you know, expose my talents to others that, you know, God gave me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a musician, you know, I'm a producer, like you said, I'm an audio engineer, but it's just like, couldn't do that without God. And so he gave me these talents, and, you know, I just want to exploit them.
So you have this gift, and you just want to bless others with the gift that you've been given.
Yeah, I don't necessarily make gospel music.
Right.
But I can make a gospel song. That's easy for me.
Wow.
But not saying that that's not my kind of style. I can do that, but you know, this generation, not everybody listens to gospel music. So you got to do what you got to do. You get what I'm saying?
You know,
I always keep God with me.
Yeah, and that's important. You don't have to make gospel or sing gospel music. It's really the message and the content in the music that reaches out and touches individuals. And, you know, you're speaking from the heart, and the things that you're saying, I think that makes more of an impact sometimes, because your music is going into places where traditionally gospel music may not be listened to, but they're listening to you. So they're getting that message wherever they are, not just in the church, right? Oh, I love that. So what are some of the other differences that you see between yourself and other millennials out there, you know, your age?
The difference between me and others is that even though, you know, I've been through a lot, you know, you always got to keep a smile on your face. You get what I'm saying? Some people just let that be an excuse. That actually helps me get stronger mentally and physically. So it's like some people, You know, it always get talked about on the media, like Twitter and stuff like that. Some people just pop pills just, you know, to get that stress to go away. But no, you just got to keep your head high and, you know, believe in God and trust the process. You know, maybe, and it may be others that have the same mentality as me, but, you know, I've learned from other celebrities, like from their mistakes, from their downfalls and stuff like that. That's pretty much, I have a teachable spirit.
I love that. I love that. A teachable spirit, which means you can learn from others. You can learn from mistakes, and your spirit responds to that.
Like my little brother, he taught me some things, and he's only 16. I just turned 20. You know what I'm saying? I always keep it in mind. You know, it's like, it's really just comes into pride.
Well, isn't it good to understand, and that speaks to your humility. You know, the fact that you feel that you can learn from other people, because there are those who feel that they don't have anything to learn from others, but we can learn from others, and from that we can grow also. I think that's excellent. Wow, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
If I told you that you ain't on my mind, I would be lying. All them times I see you crying, it wasn't because of me. Baby, gotta let you know, I ain't even got an ego. Sticking with me years ago, we can just keep it on the low. So nobody gotta know. Nobody, unless you wanna put on a show for the audience. There's no past tense when it comes to you, because you my boo, don't need another you. One is all I need, I said one for two. You're irreplaceable. Oh no, 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 no. You're irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. Yeah, 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 yeah. Girl, you're so amazing. Girl, you're so amazing. And it just drives me crazy. I've been feeling lazy. You do your own, mind your business without a witness. Oh, it's 24 hours out the day. How much you really gotta say? Oh, yeah. You're irreplaceable. Oh, no, no, no. You're irreplaceable. You, yeah.
here today talking to Zach, this successful young musician. What is it that you want the viewers to know about you, Zach? What's important for you? How do you want people to see you?
I want people to see me. I want people to see me as, not everybody. I don't want people to look at me like, an average artist. You get what I'm saying? So, like, in my music, it can, speak for me. And it's different from others. I have different vibes each song because, not everybody wants to listen to R&B all the time or,
right.
You know what I'm saying, or slow, blues and stuff like that. But all the time from the same artist. But that's why I switch it up. That's one thing I did learn from Chris Brown. He doesn't just have one style of songs. You get what I'm saying?
So you think it's important to switch up. Is that because that demonstrates your talent and shows how talented you are because you can do these various different genres of music?
And another thing about me is I don't really brag about my music. I just let people tell me I just let them give me feedback basically. So I don't just be like, listen to this because it's, it's hard, it's nice. No, I just be like, listen to this. Tell me what you think about it. That's all I say.
Oh.
And let them give me the feedback. So if I need some growing to do,
right.
I'll just, take that charisma, or not criticism, I said charisma. I'll take that criticism and keep it rolling.
So you don't mind the constructive criticism when other people are giving you that feedback. You don't take it negatively. You use that and you grow from that. And you get better and better and better.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So what does the future hold for you?
Hopefully I make a big impact. Well, not hopefully, I will make a big impact in the industry.
Okay, speaking it to life, right.
Speaking that into existence, and I will remain in the industry, with my reputation and, my messages that I put through music. You get what I'm saying? I have, once before I thought about switching up my content, but at the same time, it's just like, you might as well just go through with it, because it's got me this far. Like I've never done this much traveling, in my life really, until I really started making music. I was like, you know what, I can make a career and a living out of this and a lifestyle that I've always wanted.
Wow. So do you have a favorite genre that you do? Is there any one favorite one that you're more inclined to?
Not really a favorite, because as a musician, you should love all kinds of music, even if it's classical, opera. I don't mind listening to anything. Country music is music to me. I'm gonna just put that out there. Music really is music to me. Some, I question, but I don't judge, because music is your own creativity.
Wow.
And so I don't really judge. I'm not gonna say like, oh no, this doesn't sound good. No, it's just they just need some work. They need some improvement. I don't look at it as like, oh, you're trash. No, you just need some work done. You know what I'm saying? There's always room for improvement, like it is for me. I'm not the best artist in the world, but it's always room for improvement. Like I don't really look at anyone as the best, artist or singer in the world. Everybody has their own talents in their own way. So, yeah.
I'm sure you've had challenges along the way. How do you deal with things when they come up like that? Issues or challenges that you've had? How do you respond to that?
Like I said, I keep a smile on my face. It always stays in my mind.
Yeah.
But, you can't. Your demeanor really talks. Your demeanor and how you present yourself really just shows, what's going on in your head sometimes. Like sometimes people can tell sometimes I have to catch myself and realize, you know what, you can't show your weakness. Like even when things is going on, even when things rough for you. Like back in high school, in my senior year, I played football, but I tore my ACL and my LCL. A true dislocation.
Oh, wow.
So it was just like, that's another reason I started making music, because I really didn't have anything to do when I was homebound in high school.
So then you turned to music, and you occupied some of that time when you were injured to work on your music career.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am.
So as a producer, you have control over your music and what you put out there. How does that feel?
I have an advantage over a lot of people, because some people don't make their instrumentals, or like I said, some people don't write their music. So it's like that's an advantage I have over a lot. It's celebrities that don't even make their own beats. You get what I'm saying? So, it's just, I'm just blessed, and I also did band in high school. And so I was a percussionist, but I played trumpet a little bit. I wasn't good, but I tried it.
But you had exposure to music both in school as well as in your church.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's part of your upbringing. Wow.
Music really is in me.
But I think, we were talking about changing the culture of music because your music is so positive and it doesn't degrade women. And so that's part of the change perhaps that we can see in the music, especially for young people your age.
Yeah, and that's exactly people my age. Like I said, I just turned 20, and I was making that Irreplaceable song. I made that when I was 19.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So, yeah, and people would ask me, "How old are you?" They would think I'm like 25.
Yeah.
I just be like, "No, I'm just a teenager." But it's the way that you present yourself, and people have told me before I got an old soul, so I'm just like,
Is that what people have told you?
Yeah.
Well, you sound very mature for your 20. Most people would not guess that you were 20 years old.
Yeah.
The way you come across and present yourself, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I just stay humble at the same time because things can happen. You can't brag about things. So you just really got to do what you got to do, but in a humble way. In the process, don't brag about it. Just do your thing basically, and God's gonna bless you with that, with whatever your goal is, and that's with anything. It's not just with music. That's with anything. So
Wow.
I always keep that in mind.
So keep the faith and just keep going, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what would you say to that young person out there right now who may be struggling, maybe not sure what they want to do? What could you speak into their life?
Even though you're gonna have your ups and downs, you gotta learn from the ups and downs and just soar to the sky. Because if I would have stopped because of the obstacles I went through, I really wouldn't be here, in this interview right now. You get what I'm saying? So just keep going and don't ever stop. Because if I would have stopped, I definitely would have been somewhere else that I wouldn't want to be, like probably working a 9-to-5 job, for the rest of my life, but I want a career. And so I'm always going to keep that in mind. Like, you have a goal, you need to go for it, and you need to set plans to get to that goal. So that's all we have to say.
Wow. So live your dreams.
Live your dreams.
Yeah, that's a great note to end on. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining For the Common Good.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Now, how could the viewers reach you if they wanted to follow up with you?
Well, my music, all you have to do is type in Zach on Google. It's Zackch. It's a different way to spell Zach, but it's different. And so that's what the message I also want to put out. And I only have an Instagram at I am Zach, Zackch. And my music is in all stores. So and my single Irreplaceable and my EP The Switch Up is in stores, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. You can just look it up.
Wow.
So
very impressive. Thank you, Zach, for joining the show. And we know you're going to go somewhere because I can tell that. And thank you for tuning in to For the Common Good with Juanita, where we inform, inspire, and empower our communities, our businesses, and people just like you.